Welcome to my unboxing and review of the iVoler 10,000 milliamp Type-C compatible power bank. This is how it comes. A very nice simple package, nice size. There's no wastage there, it's just quite nicely done. I've been using this now on and off for probably about a month, just to give it a good testing, and very impressed. Little leaflet tells you all the information you need to know. It's got the specifications. I think you're just about to see there. Actually, it's not particularly light, 263 grams, so it's got some heft, but it is 10,000 milliamp. There is probably 4 18360 batteries in there. It is sizable, it's weighty, it's not something you can really avoid. Obviously it's going to be. The only way you can get around that would be using custom cells, which then the price goes through the roof. This currently on eBay is about £30, but on Amazon you can get it for about 21 with free delivery, which is what I did, and it came all the way from Germany in 3 days flat. Not bad. Straight from Amazon. So this is what you get inside. You get your power bank, obviously. The only bad thing about this device is the plastic. This plastic is not too bad. The dark grey, it feels okay, it's nice. But this grey piece, if you're someone who's in their 30s, if you think back to the really old PCs, it's almost like they've recycled an RM Nimbus school computer from the 80s and 90s and used the plastic. It's actually quite funny. I laughed when I took it out of the box, which is a shame because the matte black is actually really quite nice. It feels nice. And then they've gone and used that. Yeah, but I mean it's very sturdy. It's well built though. I will give them that. It's no creaking. You can't flex it. You can't open it. It is well made. So yeah, there's not much to say about the actual device. You've got a button there which it's got a power icon, but it's not a power button. It is just a battery test. And there you go, battery full. And that is it. That's all the button is. So I guess this does turn it on technically, but pretty much any device that I've plugged in will automatically turn it on. On this end you've got the Type-C. This is in and out, so you can use it for charging and also for directly onto any Type-C phones. I've got a Nexus 6P and my partner and stepdaughter have both got 5Xs. This thing will charge it at full pace easily, which is the full, I think it's 5 volts, 3 amps. What's it saying? It's pretty much 3.8 amps. Yeah, 5 volt, 3 amp max, Type-C, output 3.8. So it charges at 5 volt, 3 amps. And outputs 5 volts, 3 amps. So this thing will charge your phone quicker than Pokemon Go can drain it, which is quite good. So yeah, you've got your Type-C, which is obviously, if you've got a Type-C device, that's all you need. But there's also a plain old USB port. That is 5 volt, 2.4 amps. So you can use this for obviously any device, but it is shared. So if you're running 2, you're only going to get a maximum of 3 amp combined. It can't sustain 2.4 and 3 at the same time. It would probably just explode. So it's a Chinese device, so I wouldn't really want to risk that if it did. but you will get 3 amps out of it. So this was enough to both run a 5X and a 6P Nexus while playing Pokemon, and it was just about able to still keep the battery going up while the game was running. So you can't ask for more. This is the reason I bought it, because that bloody game just kills battery like, yeah. So that is the device. That is it. There is nothing else. There is nothing else to say. You've got the 2 ports there and a button, and that is it. Like I said, it's nicely made. It's just a shame about this. In the box, you get the book. That you also get, surprisingly, 2 cables. Now they are the shortest cables in the world, but you get a USB to Type C. This can be used to both charge the device from a laptop, also to run a second Type C device, which is what I do. And then you get a Type C to Type C. Another point is, both of these cables are fully wired, so they will work for both battery power and for data, which is quite handy. I mean, they're short, but for plugging into a laptop, what more do you need? Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to at least double the length. As it is, you can't really have the device in a pocket go into a phone in another pocket, because, well, unless your pockets are incredibly close together, it's not going to work. And you wouldn't want it both that in the same pocket as your phone, because it's quite hefty and you don't really want your phone rubbing against that. So that would have been nice, but the fact there's 2 cables at all is surprising. And that's all it comes with, nothing else in the box, plain and simple. No more information on the box, it's just as it is. As for the actual review, I've been using this now for about a month. Yesterday was a great example. Myself and the stepdaughter went out catching Pokemon and going to the seaside. We were out from 11 o'clock in the morning till 6:30 in the evening, and it was only about 6 o'clock when we killed this. And that's running a Nexus 6P and a 5X. Pretty much on and off all day, charging both at once while playing Pokemon. If we hadn't had this, we'd have probably had to come home 1-2 o'clock, because that game would have just killed the phones. The fact that this got us through the entire day, 2 phones catching Pokemon, apart from when she ran out of Pokeballs, but we found some more Pokestops and filled her up again. That, I mean, it does what it says on the tin. It's 10,000 milliamps. I would like to test that just to see what the quality of these cells actually are. I haven't got anything to do that, but that could be quite interesting just to see how close to 10,000 it actually is. A lot of these Chinese devices don't tend to quite make the rating on the label, but I haven't had any problems. Obviously this has done me well so far, so maybe it is. So maybe someone out there could test it, find out. That would be quite handy to know. I would like to get inside it, but it's very well sealed. I did use a spudger to try and get these layers open, just to see the cells. I don't know whether it's been glued or just the clips are really, really strong, but I could not get it open without getting to the point where it's going to damage it, which I obviously don't want to do. The grey is definitely one unit, so that is all sealed together, but these dark bits, you can get your nail underneath, but I didn't want to risk breaking it, so that's as far as I got using a spudger. It wasn't moving enough for me to want to really force it, so I didn't. Other than that, if you charge this with your usual Nexus charger, which I've got for my 6P, it will charge at the full rate, which once again I think input 5 volt 3 amps. So it will charge very quickly. The lights will indicate, they flash, and when a solid light and the next one will flash, solid flash. And once it gets to all 4 flashing, you just wait. Once they're all on, I believe that means it's full. Yeah, once all four. Yeah, there's a little bit of English in this. 100% the current LED indicator light flashing. So I think that means when all four are flashing, it's full. Yeah, you know, it's a typical Chinese device manual. Pretty much that is the only page you really need. It gives you information about what levels it is. There you go, that's the only page you really need. To be fair, if you look there, it says the USB-A is actually intelligent IC as well, which I didn't realise. So that will output what's required up to the maximum, 2.4 amps, so that's good. And then the Type-C will output at 3 amps. That is absolutely worked perfectly with the Nexus 6P and the 5X. There's been a lot said about using dodgy cables and dodgy chargers on Type-C devices because the standard really still hasn't even been fully finalised, so that's all good. Can't ask for any more. It's been fantastic.